70,207. The number of degrees and certificates earned at FSW over the last 60 years. So the next time someone asks you why they should choose FSW, tell them the 70,207 ways FSW elevates opportunities for all of Southwest Florida.
I think it may have been the largest group of runners that we've ever had here. People were really itching after the last 2 years to get outside and enjoy themselves. Certainly the last year, because 2 years ago we were able to do the parade in February and then COVID hit in March.
Yes.
And everything sort of shut down. So we were fortunate to get our 82nd annual festival in.
Well, that was the 81st, right? This is
82nd. This is 84th.
Oh.
So last year would have been the 83rd, no parade, but we still had the festival. We still had our weekend worth of activities and things. So.
And I'd like to go back to that last time that we were together, Ted. That actually the next day, we determined later, I had COVID. We determined later, I had COVID.
But nobody knew what it was. Gosh. Well,
everyone just said you're very sick.
You've always been a trendsetter. You probably gave it to me.
And that has protected you over the last 2 years.
Exactly. I now have
it's ashing on us.
I have natural immunity, and the fireworks are falling from the sky. That's exactly right. So.
We don't see snow down here.
That was an impressive fireworks display. The folks have filled in their chairs. We had over 500 people in our VIP tent today, probably close to 550. Big Nick's Barbecue, brand new barbecue place here in town.
I tested it out so we could share with you how it was, and it was phenomenal.
It was superb. They are located across from Ruttenberg Park on Cypress Lake Drive and South Point Boulevard for those of you here in Fort Myers and the Southwest Florida area. Please get a chance to stop by and see Tim and his crew on at Big Nick's Barbecue. They've got a couple up in the Carolinas, I think one in North, one in South. Big Nick is their dad.
Oh, okay.
And this is their first venture down into the Sunshine State, and I think they're going to do just fine.
If you go in, tell them you
heard about them.
Tell them you know Ted.
Tell them you heard about it on the festival, Jacqueline and Ted. And as a matter of fact, this would be a good time to introduce ourselves because we have not done that. My name is Ted Fitzgeorge. For over 20 years, I have been on the board of directors for the Edison Festival of Light. We are celebrating Thomas Edison's birthday, February 11th. He would have been 175 years old. And we spend the month of February celebrating Fort Myers' most famous part-time resident. He spent a lot of time here with Henry Ford and Harvey Firestone. And I, of course, am alongside the lovely Jacqueline Beavis Berger.
Yes, and I'm happy to be here. This is my fourth or fifth year getting the chance to sit here alongside Ted. And we love every single minute of it.
She goes back to her NBC 2 days and now is working at the Heart Association,
the American Heart Association.
And doing lots of good work. And we're very happy that you've decided to stay on board with us and be a part of the festival. So,
well, and it's such a fun festival. If you ever want to visit Southwest Florida from a colder weather state, which is any state, really, please come down during the month of February. We have 2 full weeks of fun and entertainment and education and learning. And
this parade is just a part of it. We partner with the Lee County Association, the schools that that Marshall Bauer does such a great job with, and do STEMtastic and Day of Discovery. That was a week ago.
Is that
on
the
Saturday,
Foundation for Lee County Public Schools?
Foundation for Lee County Public Schools. And then, of course, our Day of Discovery is part of that. And then last week we also had our Mutt Strut, with lots of great dogs and lots of vendors with pet-oriented things. And along with that, we had our Craft Beer Festival and Food Truck Rally. And that was last Saturday. Last Sunday was our junior parade. Mostly family floats, families that get together, build their floats.
Impressive.
A lot of
family
pullers. It was very, very fun. And there's probably 4 or 5 of them that will be in the Grand Parade tonight. We'll talk about them as they go by. That was last Sunday. Today, of course, we had Crafts on the River. We've got the VIP tent. We had the 5K run. Tonight, of course, the Grand Parade with the fireworks and the parade about to follow. And then tomorrow, the Classic Car Show and one more day of Crafts on the River. So it really takes up 2 full weeks. It is Fort Myers' oldest and largest festival. We're proud to be a part of it.
And the largest nighttime parade
in the southeastern United States.
States.
And you know, I think New Orleans is in the southeastern United States. I think that makes us bigger than Mardi Gras.
So we're pretty proud.
That's it.
To own our title.
That's it.
And be a part of this lovely
So you'll meet
time.
a lot of our local dignitaries. It was a little tougher this year. We're celebrating several different things. Our Grand Marshal tonight is the Lieutenant Governor of the state of Florida. Her name is Jeanette Nunez. Very happy to have Ms. Nunez on board as our Grand Marshal. And we also have a People's Choice Honorary Grand Marshal, and we've decided this year to honor Dr. Larry Antonucci, who is the head of Lee Health. And Larry decided he did not want to do it by himself. He wanted to honor the Lee Health heroes, the people who have worked through the entire 2 years of the pandemic. And you'll see them go by later on tonight on a 1975 fire truck. And we're looking forward to seeing the Lee Health heroes along with Dr. Larry Antonucci.
And Dr. Antonucci last week joined us for the junior parade as well. He said, I don't want to be part of just one parade.
Right.
I want to be in both parades.
And if you watched him on the truck, he was a little boy on that float. I mean, he got to ride on a fire truck, and he went by us pointing and waving and thanking us, and he really, really enjoyed himself. So he's been a great addition to the parade.
He's now a parade pro,
yes, he
so
is.
we're excited to see him out here again tonight.
One of these years, I'm going to give this up and ride in the parade. That would just be, like, cool. How do you not like a parade?
I think we can get you to do this and ride in the parade.
That would be great. Live stream from the back of the fire truck.
Exactly.
So
we'll just have to put you toward the front.
Fill those tanks with beer. I'm good to go.
Well, then we could live stream Ted climbing up the ladder to get in his seat up here. Which is a risky
quite
option.
the view. It's going to be fun getting down, too. So I still see people with medals and ribbons. So apparently we've got some winners that have come back from the 5K run, and they're going to stand around and watch the parade now.
It's always nice to have them. And then there are a lot of little ones out here. A fun part of the parade, actually, is that they block the road off, but it's kind of a free-for-all here. Looks like we have a race starting for some of the kids. It's a little bit of a free-for-all until the parade.
It's not fair. One of them's got a
kid
running on his shoulders.
I don't think he's going to win.
Doesn't seem. Here comes one without shoes. Look at that.
There was
they're barefoot running on the road. I used to do that.
There was probably a middle schooler, Ted, in the 5K.
Right.
He came around this corner with his shoe in his hand and not one on his.
Kept running. Wow.
He was not giving up.
Yeah.
So he probably had a big older brother in front of him who said, "Don't stop."
Did you go barefoot as a child?
No,
I did.
I'm still not a barefoot person. I'm a shoe
not
person.
anymore. I like shoes. I prefer shoes. But as a kid, you know, Mom wanted you to go to the grocery store. You run down to the grocery store barefoot. You go into the store. There was no sign that said no shoes, no shirt, no service.
No service?
Yeah,
Come on, Ted.
No problem.
Right?
No shoes, no shirt, no problem. That was what it was back
Kenny
in the,
Chesney before
in the
Kenny
60s.
Chesney was
Before,
Kenny
that's
Chesney.
right. So.
No, I was not in the. There are. I find I was not born and raised in Florida. I find that most Floridian children are.
Well, this was in New Jersey. So
well, your feet were cold in January.
Yeah. Well, we were poor. You know, 5 kids, same bedroom, same bed, same underwear.
Well.
No, I'm just teasing. We each had our own underwear.
Still crowded, nonetheless. Still crowded.
With 3 sisters, sometimes I got the wrong underwear. And that might explain a lot. That's, people watch us all around the world now because instead of just being on a local television station, we are live streaming courtesy of our friends at FSW. And I've already gotten text messages from up in Flagler, up near Daytona, St. Augustine, that general area. John and Connie Hodes are watching. John used to be a CFO here at Budweiser, Suncoast Beverage, and Budweiser, of course, is one of our big sponsors. Budweiser Coca-Cola this year, for the first time, is one of our main sponsors, and we're happy to have Coca-Cola on board. Of course, Sam Galloway Ford, and this is our first parade without Sam Galloway. Sam passed away since our last parade 2 years ago, and Sam has always been a huge part of this parade.
We always loved seeing him go by
in his old car. And this year we've got something special to honor Sam. Nobody else knows how to drive that car. He's been driving that car for 60 years in this parade, so we've got it up on a float.
Okay.
And it's going to go by on the float in honor of Sam Galloway. And with all the problems that we've got with the supply chain and things like that, cars have been in short supply this year. And we were unable to get the cars that we normally get from Sam Galloway. So a lot of our dignitaries have had to provide their own rides. But Here, this will surprise you. The politicians all figured out a way to get a car down here and get in that car, and they're going to ride in the parade with us tonight.
We are grateful. We are grateful
but
that
everybody
they can all
has
be
worked
here.
overtime, and you know, you get lemons, you make lemonade, and we made a lot of lemonade this year. So happy to be back. The 84th annual Edison Festival of Light. We are probably just a couple of minutes away from the parade turning the corner on Henry down Edwards and heading towards us here on our tower up above.
Of course, before we get that started, we want to thank the city of Fort Myers, always so gracious with us and supportive of the Edison Festival of Light Parade.
We get a lot of grants in order to do this. We're a nonprofit, and we're able to get the grants from the city and put this on. And of course, our sponsors that we couldn't do this without: Lee County Electric Co-op, LCEC, Florida Power and Light, FP&L. We appreciate their help. The news press, we got great coverage from the news press this year. Charles Runnels and his group, and Charles just wrote some great articles. We got the front page of Gulf Coasting last Friday and again yesterday, and that is top notch. I mean, there's a lot of events going on here. There used to be a time when this was it.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody came up against the Edison Festival. Fort Myers in Southwest Florida has just grown by leaps and bounds.
Which is amazing to be part of.
It's great. There's so much to do, but we get so busy doing this that we miss out on a lot of those things. But you look at the folks here tonight, and you look up and down the route, and you can't see, from our vantage point, the largest parts of the crowd. I've talked to people that have never ridden in the parade before, and when they ride in the parade, they're absolutely stunned at the number of people, 8, 10, 12, 15 deep. People show up in the morning with flatbed trucks and smokers and grills.
It's set up there.
And it's a tailgate, and they bring families and generations of people, and we've got kids and their parents and their grandparents
People
that
have
have all
generations
ridden in this parade.
of spots. They sit in the same spot
every year.
So it's such a fun thing to see.
In front of the old SunTrust building, they taped off, and it said AOC. I really wanted to go by to see if it was that AOC.
Or a different one.
She taped off a whole bunch of room, and she was bringing a big group, and it was AOC.
Wow.
So,
I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, I'm thinking she'll jump on one of the cars and make her way to wave in the parade, because
that or we'll hear it through the grapevine.
That's right.
Because
now you're sounding like Marvin Gaye. Not much longer would you be mine.
Oh my God.
All right, if you look down the street, here comes the first group of motorcycles. So let's do this once again. It is time for the 84th annual Edison Festival of Light. My name is Ted Fitzgeorge, for over 20 years, a board member for the Edison Festival, alongside my co-host,
Jacqueline Beavisberger. It's so great to be here yet again. A big thanks to our law enforcement for always getting us started and keeping us safe throughout this festival. Always happy to see them.
I feel much more important now that you've got three names, and this is the Punta Gorda Police, the Cape Coral Police, Fort Myers Police, Lee County Sheriff's Department, all went by on their motorcycles.
Everyone represented there, and we've seen them. We've seen lots of them throughout the festival all day today. So.
Blocking streets,
yes.
But always nicely, always with a smile. Everybody down here, a lot of folks got here early. I've been out here since 6 a.m. I've been on TV telling people, get down here early. You want to be able to park and enjoy the show.
And many people appear to have listened.
They have.
And the traffic on the bridge is cleared, so everyone who was trying to get here is making it here.
Or wherever they were going. So.
Well, there's nowhere else to go but here, Ted. The seats around us, the street side seats have filled up, so it's great to be back right here along the river.
Once again, those street seats are purchased through our festival. You can always check out the goings-on for the Edison Festival on our website at www.edisonfestival.org. Chance to get involved if you'd like to volunteer, if you'd like to be a board member. My seat is always up for grabs. No, I love what I do.
And they'll take anyone but Ted.
This is truly a labor of love. We have a great board. We've got about 28 board members. I've been on a lot of different boards in my lifetime here in Southwest Florida. This is the hardest working board I've ever been a part of. Nobody gets paid. It is truly a labor of love for all of us to put on these different events. And we love to see the smiling faces, the little ones, the different generations, the big crowds.
This is when it all pays off.
It doesn't hurt when you get a night like this.
Yes.
It doesn't hurt when you get a night like this. We fought some rain last Sunday during the junior parade, but today it was probably 86 or 87 degrees. A little front go through in the afternoon. It's probably 74 on February 19th. So we're very happy about that. This is a great commercial for the Chamber of Commerce.
Yes, most people in shorts and T-shirts out here.
We are literally in sight of the Chamber of Commerce building. We share office space with them, and we appreciate their space and their help with everything that we do as well. They are across the street from us here on Edwards Drive. We are on Edwards Drive with the Caloosahatchee River behind us. Lots of beautiful boats. You can see them over our shoulders. We've been invited to, I believe it's called Carolina Days. They said they've got a full smorgasbord. They've got some adult beverages. And when the parade is over, if we'd like to stop by. So I don't know if they've got a gangplank or we'll have to jump. But they have got
we got to get down from this
prime viewing
seats
for the parade, that's for sure. So folks are mingling, walking the route, wondering when the rest of the parade will be here. You know, I've been doing this for years. We used to do this where the parade started downtown and finished at Fort Myers High School. And we used to do a stadium show at Fort Myers High School. So at 5 o'clock, we would have, like one year we had Blood, Sweat, and Tears. Another year we had Chubby Checker. We had different nostalgia acts that would come in and perform. So from 5 to 6:30, 7 o'clock, they would play music. And then the parade would start here and finish, would go around the track at the high school, and we filled the high school football field with people.
Those were prime seats.
We would bring buses in, and there would be 6,000 people in the stadium watching the end of the parade. Well, one year, the high school is right behind the hospital. And the hospital is, at the time, it was the only one that had a heliport when they would air vac people into the hospital. In one night, they had to stop the parade 4 different times for helicopters coming in and bringing people into the hospital. And they would send somebody into the middle of the football field and tell me, we need you to just fill time for 20 minutes while the helicopter lands and gets the people into the hospital.
Ted's never been happier. 20 minutes,
20 minutes with a microphone and 6,500 people. It's like, one year Mickey Mouse was no lie, we had Mickey Mouse as our grand marshal. So I got everybody in the crowd to sing the Mickey Mouse theme, M-I-C-K-E-Y-M.
Oh my gosh.
Now it's time for all our friends, you know.
Yeah.
And I mean, everybody knew it and everybody sang it. So when Mickey came in, they were primed and they were ready. And we sang the Mickey Mouse theme when Mickey Mouse came in.
We don't have Mickey Mouse this year.
I had time to kill. No, we've got the Lieutenant Governor
instead.
Yeah. So maybe we'll sing Mickey Mouse to her. That's,
I would recommend
I think maybe they were teasing us with the first 4.
I think maybe that was the 5-minute warning. It could have been the 5-minute warning.
It could have been. I really suspected that the fireworks were the 5-minute warning, but you know, we'll fill time. That's no problem.
We're
listen, if you're
as excited as you are.
If you're going to make comments about us on YouTube underneath, say good things.
Yes.
You know, we're good folks. We're having a good time up here, and we hope you enjoy the parade and you have a good time as well. We like to read nice things about ourselves.
It's hard to get fired for free.
Yeah, that's true. Find somebody else to come through this. That's what I tell people. You know, we talk for 3 hours. You want to come try it?
Maybe we should thank some sponsors. Of course, Citygate Ministry, the Fort Myers Track Club, always putting on a great show. They did the fun run for the kids the last weekend, and then the 5K this evening.
Right. We've got Calusa Tent and Rental, and, of course, the Broadway Palm Dinner Theater. Will Prather and his family, they do a great job. They are a great friend of the festival. He puts on a volunteer dinner every year. And this year it's going to be on March 21st. And he opens up the theater and the dinner, and he provides drinks for an hour and then the dinner for everyone.
Wow.
And it's a great way to say thank you to all the hardworking volunteers that show up. And we can't thank Will Prather and the Broadway Palm Dinner Theater enough.
If you're down here in Southwest Florida, they are showing Escape to Margaritaville.
We're going.
Right now.
I'm a huge parrot head. And we are looking, when we get through this, and I've got a little extra time off because a lot of you know that I do Boston Red Sox baseball normally in March, and now they have canceled the first week of spring training. At least. And,
so Ted will be at every night of Escape to Margaritaville.
I know all the songs. Maybe they'll give me a microphone.
I was going to say, they might even let you help, Ted.
That's right. So we're looking forward to that. And, of course, Renda Broadcasting. Renda is a family of radio stations, Mix 104.7, of course, Gator Country 101.9, WGUF, it's Naples FM Talk Radio at 98.9, and Bob FM. Bob plays everything. I've heard that on the air. And Renda is nice enough to let me come in. We write our own spots, but they let me come down and record the spots, and then they run them for a month for us. And we appreciate Renda as a partner with us here for the festival. And, of course, the City of Palms, that is Fort Myers, well known worldwide as the City of Palms. And the city is, again, we can't do this without all of the help that we get from the city.
It's appreciated. Littman Family Farms, of course, a big sponsor this year. We've seen, and I saw there's a pretty big float of theirs in the parade as well. I had a sneak peek of that earlier. So,
well, and that would Littman Family Farms. That's Jamie Weisinger. Jamie was a board member for a lot of years, and Jamie stopped by my merch tent earlier today to say hello, and Jamie's excited to be in the parade instead of doing all the work. But Jamie, when you watch this, your seat on the board table or at the board table is always open. Please come back. Please come back. We miss your hard work ethic and everything you do for the festival. We appreciate that you've stayed involved with Littman Family Produce, but we miss your pretty face around that board table. So please come back anytime you'd like, that's for sure. So we also want to thank Marshall Bauer and the Foundation for Lee County Public Schools, Shane Spring, Shane Sells, Southwest Florida, and of course the RPCRA, that's the Royal Palm Coast Realtor Association. A lot of my good friends involved there, and we appreciate them being a part of the festival. The Lee County Fair, Southwest Florida and Lee County Fair, that's coming up February 24th through March 6th, and so we look forward to that as well.
Fair time.
Yeah.
Fair treats.
Hot Chili Rods from Cape Coral, Florida, also a sponsor. And tomorrow, don't forget, if you're in town and you're watching this today and you're looking for something fun to do, we still have crafts on the river tomorrow. And don't put a sweater on. People won't believe us when we tell them it's beautiful and warm here.
No, I'm not. I just dropped my sweater.
Oh, okay. Just checking. So tomorrow we've got the Classic Car Show. We'll probably have close to 200 cars.
Right down here in the River District.
And also, of course, all the restaurants and bars are open on Sundays. And downtown Fort Myers, we were here last night for a while for Music Walk. They do Art Walk every Friday, the first Friday of every month. And a lot of local artists displaying their wares around downtown in the bars and the art galleries and things. And then on the third Friday, it's hard to keep our days straight this time of year. It truly is. The third Friday of every month is Music Walk. So they put music out in the streets, and you go up and down, and there's bands playing everywhere. Parking was at much of a premium yesterday as it was all day today. Downtown Fort Myers, the River District, Mayor Randy Henderson before this, and now, of course, Kevin Anderson is the mayor. Kevin, of course, has spent some time on the board as well. Just do a fantastic job of marketing downtown Fort Myers, bringing businesses in, keeping them here, and making this just a vital and just a fantastic, always busy, happening place.
Yes.
And it doesn't matter when you come down. You come at lunchtime. There's there's a 30-minute wait for a table in the restaurants. It's especially this time of year.
An 11 a.m. lunch is.
Yes, especially this time of year. You know to get there before noon. If you get there at noon, you're not getting back to work on time. That's for sure.
That's never bothered you.
Yeah. But you just figure out a way to make that work. I've got a client with me. Bring us another round.
Still working. Still working. If you're just joining us, we are waiting for the 84th
and waiting.
Edison Festival of Light Parade to come by our location. We are right along the Caloosahatchee River, so toward the end of the parade route. And so we got the warning motorcycles.
We got the 5-minute warning 20 minutes ago.
We just saw a motorcycle go the other way, so I think he's checking on things. They are sure to be this way soon. We know you're not here to see us, but rather really cool parade things like...
I'm getting Paige from behind. We may have some news on the parade.
Oh, no, just water. Very thoughtful staff and crew here dropping off water for Mr. Fitzgeorge.
I must have looked thirsty.
Water's not what you were looking
for. They
for.
obviously mistook that bottle of water for that bottle of Crown I mentioned earlier. That's So I'm pretty sure, and if not, I'm going to make sure they watch it later. We talked 2 years ago about my nephew and his wife's twins.
I was going to
Yes.
say, how old are the twins
They
now?
are now 5. They turned 5 in December. We FaceTimed with them last week, and you
So
know,
maybe they're allowed to stay up this
when
late
when
now.
we get done FaceTiming, they always move over to the center of the room and do a gator chomp for me. And they have done it since they were old enough to stand up and go to the middle of the room. And that is, of course, Kaylin and Braden Loda, and they are in Trenton, New Jersey, Hamilton, New Jersey, and probably listening to their Uncle Ted on the air and waiting for the parade.
Yes,
So-
they're waiting just like we are.
So hello, Braden and Kaylin. Stay awake. I promise you, there's going to be fire trucks and police cars and bands and marching,
It's
dancing
coming.
girls and boys. And it's going to be great. We've got 200 units. We wish you were here. We can't wait for you to come down one year and actually enjoy this parade in person with your mom and dad and your Aunt Kathleen and me, because y'all are awesome and you need to be here. So that's my private message. I need somebody that's going to take care of me in my old age.
Well,
and
a private shout out doesn't hurt.
they're
once
the
a year.
youngest ones. They're the ones I can count on. So old age is getting here too. So
Well, I'm pretty sure that our little ones, Hadley and Hudson, are already in bed. So
but our friends at FSW will cut this up and put it together, and it'll be a crisp, like, hour-and-a-half show.
yes.
Which is why we'll do our opening again
Yeah.
when the actual parade gets here, so he's got something to work with. But we appreciate Bo Young and his partner Paul and the work that they do from FSW, Florida Southwestern University, formerly Edison Community College, ironically, when you think about it. Named
Yes.
for the principal of this event, Thomas Edison. We are celebrating the life and times of Fort Myers' most famous part-time resident, Thomas Edison. If he's more famous than Henry Ford or Harvey Firestone, they are
he
uncommon
brought
friends.
Henry here, right?
Exactly.
So
And
I think
give him credit.
Yeah,
And
he gets the
today,
credit.
actually, I think it was 1878, he received a patent for the phonograph. I saw that this morning in the paper. Yes, I'm old. I still read the paper. On this day in history, Thomas Edison. So it's
There we go. Here
it's
we
great
are
that Here
today.
we are celebrating. And
the patent for the phonograph.
I think it was in 1878 it said that he received a patent for improving the phonograph. He had probably already invented it. I think he's still to this day has got more patents than anybody in the history of the world. I'm just making stuff up because we've got to fill time.
Ted, I have news just around the corner, just around the river bend.
I see headlights,
There are headlights.
and we see policemen on bikes.
Yes, the officers on bikes are leading the way, followed by a
And the
golf
honor
cart.
guard.
And the honor
Honor
guard
guard is always a good
is
sign.
is our key.
Honor guard is always a good
That
sign.
Ted and I will have something to talk about here in just a few minutes.
Besides my family, my drunk friends in Flagler. Yes, John, I'm talking about you.
Oh, well, we're ready and waiting. You see a few last-minute street crossers here. We won't cross the street much after this point in time. We've got about 200, Ted, you said? 200?
200 units. We have
Units
200,
in
close to 200 units this
Today's
year.
parade.
We sometimes, usually, we get what Mike Gill refers to as the Bible. We get a script and we get a list of who's coming through. Great news for all of you out there watching. We
don't
have
have one.
nothing. We are going to ad-lib the entire night. Yes, it is your lucky night. So here comes the first of our marshals. That's John Taylor. And John is the new Mike Gill. John Taylor and Frank Shirkus are ladies in waiting. Mike has been doing this forever. Mike is getting up there in years. He's still healthy, hale, and hearty, having a good time, but he knows we need to pass this on to the next generation, and there they are. And here comes the honor guard. Everyone rising to attention, taking their hats off. They are followed by the Lee County Emergency Medical Service, EMS. Plenty of sirens. If you like sirens, you're in the right place tonight, that's for sure.
You are. Just to remind us about the light, the Festival of Light.
It is. You don't get in this parade if you're not lit.
No.
So
One way or another.
We've worked on that all afternoon. And we will work on it again when we get done. Look, the little girl across the way there with her hand still on her heart because she sees more flags on the way. This is Americana. This is Americana. I love this parade. I love the people that watch it. I love the families that come out. Here comes the Lee County Emergency Medical Service, Lee County EMS.
Driven by a king. A king in his own right.
If you've been here any length of time, you've heard of the mythical kingdom of Edisonia. We have our very own kings and queens of the mythical. That's mythical. I don't have a lift. Mythical king of Edisonia and queen of Edisonia. And our third honor guard.
Appear to be members of the fire department honor guard, followed by.
This is a favorite of Mike Gill's. Mike
is a favorite of mine too.
Mike puts them in the front of the parade every year, and this is my friend John McMahon and his group. It's called Guns and Hoses, Pipes and Drums. I tried to get John to come down this morning and bring some of his people with him. He could not get them up at 6:30 in the morning.
No. I know some of these gentlemen. A couple of them work there in the courthouse.
He finally texted me back and said, Ted, I tried. I could not get anyone to get up this early and come out, but they are here for the parade.
These individuals volunteer often around Southwest Florida. They go
to hospitals.
Yes.
They play for the children. They've got another gig tomorrow. They did something again yesterday. It's great.
And they also play at all any and all funerals for first responders. So very appreciative of what they do.
They do a great
They're very
job.
talented.
And as we get this parade underway, I will tell you once again, my name is Ted Fitzgeorge. I am a board member at the Edison Festival of Light. I'm alongside my partner, Jacqueline Beavis Berger. We are thrilled to be here and taking care of that. There is John McMahon with a salute. Thank you, John.
Always recognizing Mr. Fitzgeorge.
In the kilt, and little boys in the kilt. I asked John one time, what do you wear under your kilt? And he said, my shoes. I wasn't sure what to do about that, but I took him for his word. And a lot of times John will play the bass drum, but for this parade, he stands front and center with his hat and his kilt and leading the group as they come through.
Then they do have, and you can see on your screen now, someone doing the American Sign Language, which is always...
John promised me they would stop in front of the cameras and do America the Beautiful, and he was...
As promised.
He was true to his word. God bless America. Next up, the Fort Myers Fire Department, located just around the corner from us here in downtown Fort Myers. Great to see them out. Yes. Everybody loves to ride in the parade. This is why I want to ride in the parade one year. Look at this. Everybody's waving at them.
That is Fort Myers Fire Chief McMillan on the back there, waving to everyone. Hi, Chief. Followed by several of their large units. Some kids in the back, too. Such a fun day for them. So get to ride in the back.
Fort Myers Police, or Fort Myers Fire Department, when they go by, always reminds me of my friend Anthony Labruzzo, who passed away. My gosh, it's been close to 10 years now. He was 51 years old and died of cancer basically from the fires that he fought over the years. And when I see the sign for the city of Fort Myers and run into any of the old timers, I always talk about, we call them Fire Ant.
Oh.
Next up, the Airport Fire and Rescue.
They're just a little bit louder, Ted.
Yeah, well.
Of course, Southwest Florida International Airport, right down the road. You can get direct flights all over the country.
All over the world.
All over the world, right.
They've got direct flights to Germany. They've got, yeah.
To right here in Southwest Florida. Our friends at the South Trail Fire Department. My friend Gene Rogers might be
somewhere on that truck.
Somewhere in that truck.
I like the spinner.
Yes.
I like the spinner. Definitely set up for the parade.
I was going to say that the fire department has to do the least amount of work to join us as part of the Festival of Lights.
This fire truck is from Lehigh Acres. It's a small town east of us. John McMahon, that went by with the guns and hoses, actually got his start at the Lehigh Acres Fire and Rescue Department out in Lehigh Acres back in the 70s. See, we don't need a script. We've got enough BS that
behind them, the San Carlos Park
Fire and Rescue.
The fire department appears to have some extra time, and they are eating up every ounce of
Next
fame
up is
they can
Bonita
get.
Springs. Bonita Springs, just a bit south of us here, and they are having a good time. Southwest Florida consists of course, Fort Myers and Cape Coral up in the area that we're at now. Out east, of course, you've got Lehigh Acres, LaBelle. North, we've got Port Charlotte, Punta Gorda. You go south, it's Bonita Springs, it's Estero, it's Naples. Southwest Florida has just exploded since I've been here. I mean, when I was in college at the University of Florida, go Gators, I-75 stopped in Sarasota. And when we went back and forth to Gainesville, we had to go to LaBelle and go up through the center of the state.
It's been a while, Ted.
It's been a long time, and it is just truly amazing. We've got our own children's hospital here now, where they used to have to go either to Tampa or Miami or St. Pete for that. We've got the Golisano Children's Hospital right here in Fort Myers. They'll have a float. We look forward to that. Of course, we've talked about Larry Antonucci, the head of Lee Health, as our honorary Grand Marshal this year. A little bit of a break. These folks have all been told, please keep pace. Some do.
I'll tell you who's delaying things a bit. From my hometown and one of my personal favorites, the Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Department motorcycle crew.
Well, I can tell you why they have waited. They wanted this road cleared.
Yes.
They wanted this road cleared, and you're looking at the road, and if you look down at the end, this
here
is
they
from
come. They'll spell it for you in case you don't know how.
Marion County, Indiana, and it's the Indianapolis Motorcycle Drill Team, and they are always a huge crowd favorite. So, for once, I'm going to try to remember to
take your photo.
Yes.
It should be a good time for me to say hi to Mom and Dad, who are watching now from Indianapolis.
You know what amazes me is every one of them has to know how to spell, or the whole thing is just thrown out of whack.
Oh, you know, we're about to mess it up here.
And apparently that's what happened, because now it's Indianapolis.
No, it isn't even that, Ted.
They're having fun.
It isn't even that. This team of riders is always a fan favorite. They're very, very talented. I'm not a motorcycle rider, but I promise you if I was, I wouldn't be able to do any of this.
I do believe they've got more to show.
Yeah.
I do believe they've got more to show. And eventually they will end up back in the proper order.
That's the impressive part.
Yes, it truly is. It truly. Watch this. Here they go.
Ted's making good on his promise to get photographs of it.
This is the problem. My job doesn't end with our broadcast.
Yes, no, it doesn't.
We've got to post things and get ready for next year. So.
Well, and Ted and I are so lucky this year to have such a great vantage point right here with the Caloosahatchee River behind us.
Beautiful breeze. It's got to be 74, 75 degrees out here tonight. I believe they're going to get back in order and give us a show.
They have been part of this parade for many years, right, Ted?
We love it. They actually are staying in St. Pete this year and drove down this morning to do our parade. They love to come down and do this parade. And you notice, as any good Scrabble player would, they are back in the proper order as they finish going by us, and the crowd loved it.
They are, and I don't believe...
I think the crowd would sit here and just watch these guys all night.
Yeah, typically they may do it. You'll see a few of them
stand up.
And these might be our...
That could be it.
Oh, here you go. Sorry, I can't even speak while it happens. It's so fun. So that was just...
First night with the new lips. Maybe they'll come back and do it again.
That was part of the fun. And here they go. All right. Do not try this at home. But that is why they are a fan favorite. So happy to have IMPD crew.
The Indianapolis
Right
Motorcycle Drill Team, we thank them for coming. And like I said, they're actually staying in St. Pete, about 2.5 hours away. Drove down this morning, unloaded at a local high school. They practiced there in the parking lot. Because this doesn't just happen. It sure looks like they've practiced.
They may even show off with some of our local departments to make sure to maybe train up some of our friends for something a little bit like this.
And I think they're going to give us one more pass.
Properly spelled, Indianapolis. The crowd on their feet now as they pass for what I believe is the final time in this section.
It should be because there's people behind them.
Here's hoping. They do block off this section of the street for their performance. But
right. They know where the cameras are. That's
we appreciate the delay, and here are some of the men and women who do the tricks. Could you do that, Ted?
In my dreams. Once I get you out of those. I believe I see one of our trolleys making the turn too.
That it does look like. In the red and blue.
Again, you do not get in this parade without being lit, and that means all of the floats, all of the vehicles, they've got to be lit up. It is the Edison Festival of Light. We honor Thomas Edison, 84 years doing this. Fort Myers' oldest, biggest, and grandest festival. Thrilled to be a part of it. And here comes a walking group.
Leading the trolley, it appears.
Yes, part of the trolley group. So they've lit the trolley, so that worked out.
The newspaper, the local news press photographer, letting the motorcycle crew know he got some photos for him. Thank you so much, sir.
This is Vic's Painting has put a trolley in this year.
Love it.
Little Dobie Gray in the background.
Yes. They're bringing some people out from inside the trolley to say hello to all of the crew alongside here. So nearly 200 or so groups here
200
tonight.
units, yes,
units,
in
thank
the parade.
you, whatever that word is.
A lot of local businesses, local families, they build their floats together. This, of course, they've taken a trolley and made it part of their advertising campaign. And they are driving today with the Indy Motorcycle Drill Team families on board. So
oh, that's really cool.
It's hard to put the family members on the motorcycles. So Vic has said, we've got the trolley, we've got this. So
some of our military vehicles following suit now. Representing the different branches of the military. I see Air Force going in front of us right now. Oh, but I'll tell you that Vic's Painting's still rocking out with families.
Yeah, they're still waiting for the motorcycles.
Yes.
They're performing down on Jackson Street for the crowd that's waiting there. So they stay busy during the parade route and put on quite a show for everyone.
They're probably not as popular as the motorcycles, but I guess the families are accustomed to it.
Pretty cool vehicles.
Oh, these are, yes.
I mean, if you were a MASH fan And back then, who wasn't?
You can still be a MASH fan. It's
Absolutely,
still on.
absolutely.
We so appreciate these vehicles coming through.
I even had a favorite MASH episode, Tuttle. Remember the Tuttle episode? Were you a MASH fan? Did you watch MASH? I know it's before your time, area-wise, but they made up this character named Tuttle, and by the end of the 30 minutes, everybody claimed to know Tuttle better than anybody else, and he was a figment of Hawkeye's imagination.
That's a good one.
They killed him off at the end. He said, a little piece of Tuttle went with all of us. So the military vehicles driving by, a big favorite with the youngsters here in the crowd too. Everybody getting their waves in.
And not all of the military vehicles with working headlights, does it look like?
Well.
But all of them
Apparently we
here.
cut them a little slack. So. Up past their bedtime for a lot of these young folks.
Myself included.
I thought Frank was going to hand something up to us, but
No, it doesn't appear so.
Okay.
But I thought maybe they'd be notes, but
yeah,
no such luck.
No such luck.
Oh, look at that. We were right.
There we go.
We were right.
We got our lineup.
The Vietnam Brotherhood Bravo Company
right.
coming in now.
We are now with all of the Jeeps and Humvees. Here comes the Brotherhood.
What a guy.
They've got a float, 2 trucks, and motorcycles.
Those are some nice motorcycles, too. What do you call them with 3 wheels? Tricycle?
Yeah. Safer? I call mine Ralph. I don't know.
Again, these...
Everybody accepting the kudos. The crowd standing once
Yes.
again and applauding as the veterans go by. What a great opportunity to honor the people that kept us safe. That is fantastic. Thank you guys so much. Yeah.
Oh, they're calling it a
Beautiful.
great parade.
They are loving the parade.
Yes, individuals
Waving his
from-
flag, accepting the clapping and the kudos and
Yes.
the hoots and the cheers from the crowd.
Vietnam hats down there. That's that gentleman's hat says the 4th Infantry Division.
And you see the next truck with the American flag on the back of the truck coming into view. I think the Indianapolis drill team still doing stunts a little further down Jackson Street.
This
Parade
is about a
should-
mile and
about a mile and a half probably. Should probably check on that and find out, but that sounds about right. And it
I've walked it once. It
takes
feels
about 2
about
hours.
right.
Yeah, it takes about 2 hours at parade speed. So
But yeah, my walking was parade speed. The the individuals that are in the parade, the units throughout are accustomed to various
Stopping,
stops
starting.
and goes and hellos, but they are nearing their end of the nearly 2-hour adventure. But we do so appreciate everything that our veterans have done for us, especially their being here this evening
the
to
parade,
help us
the
celebrate.
parade turns right on Jackson Street. And for those of you familiar with Fort Myers, we'll head over to the old Boston Red Sox Stadium, City of Palms Park. And that's where they unstage. They stage at Fort Myers High School, and then everyone gets off at City of Palms Park.
I like that word, unstage.
Where the Red Sox trained prior to moving a little further east out to JetBlue Park. The Twins and the Red Sox, of course, both train here at Fort Myers. A little further up the road, the Atlanta Braves train in Charlotte County. The Tampa Rays also train in Charlotte County. So we've got 4 teams within an easy drive here during spring training when spring training will finally get underway. And our first high school band of the night,
The Ida Baker High School Marching Band from Cape Coral,
Florida. They are the Bulldogs of Ida Baker High School, Ida S. Baker High School.
And we're going to get started with some of our dignitaries, it looks like.
First up, we've got former Edison Festival board member and current Fort Myers mayor, of course, still a great friend of the festival, Kevin Anderson, and city manager Marty Lawing, both on back of a truck. Kevin's wife, Kristen, is there. Always good to see them. I hope they had a good time riding in the parade. There you go. Mayoral greetings from Kevin Anderson.
Followed
Next up,
by
Jeanette Nunez.
Yes.
We thank the Lieutenant Governor for coming out and being part of the parade. She needs to look up. Thank you so much.
some security behind her.
Of course.
Fair enough.
They are followed by our state representative, Jenna Persons, and her husband, David Malika.
And again, Ted mentioned earlier, everyone got their own cars this year, so we have a variety of colors and kinds. So happy.
And we've got a very special announcement right now because it is a birthday.
Yes, it is a birthday. I saw that.
It is Jody Pendergrass's birthday. That is County Commissioner Cecil Pendergrass and his beautiful wife, Jody. Mwah, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. So when you go back and watch, Cecil, we took care of you. Cecil is a great sport. Cecil is unbelievable. He let me auction off the ability to sign that bald head of his one night. We were raising money. There's this Fort Myers City Council, Darla Bonk, Fred Burson, Teresa Watkins Brown, also a former board member, and Terilyn Watson, her daughter. We made an extra $750 and somebody signed Cecil's bald head with a Sharpie.
Oh my gosh. Ted, what is it? Oh my gosh.
Such a great sport.
This is FPL. Look behind FPL.
Florida Power Line, oh my gosh. It's coming into view. As it gets closer, maybe we'll figure it out. It's FP&L, of course, a big major sponsor of the parade. Happy to see them back in with their float.
They're and changing Florida's energy today.
This is obviously being run by the gentleman in the green T-shirt alongside of it.
This is a robot.
Some Boston Dynamics.
This is part of FPL. Oh my gosh.
What that is our future. Eventually, that thing will clean our house.
Well, Ted, that's your dog.
Yeah.
Just got a new dog.
Much less of a mess when you think about it. So.
What a sight.
Oh, that's something
Well, that
else.
was fun.
It's a 1925 Mack truck that just went by. And next up, we've got the FP&L hybrid bucket truck.
I'm still caught up in the robot dog. But FPL, of course, a wonderful sponsor of the Edison Festival of Light. We are so appreciative to have them, and they always bring some of the old and some of the new, and apparently some of the newest.
Absolutely. Next up is the Island Coast High School Marching Gator Band. We still have ashes on our table from the fireworks earlier tonight. Great fireworks show. Got the parade off to a rousing start.
School band there in Cape Coral, Florida, just over the river from where we are now.
We appreciate the bands coming out because it is not marching band season. Of course, marching band season in the fall when football is in season. So these kids get together and put some stuff together for us. And one of the benefits of doing the broadcast is a lot of them will stop right here.
You're gonna see them
because they know this is where the camera is, and so they'll perform for the cameras, and we get a chance to see their show. Next up, this is Sam Jr. with us in spirit. I told you there's his car.
As promised, a tribute to Mr. Sam Galloway. Vehicle that he has always driven.
1906. He has driven that car for as long as I've been in town. And Sam left us since the last parade, and a huge loss to the community. So, but it's great to see his family here. So, and so great.
Appreciate them loading the car up and bringing it here no matter what.
A great way to honor Sam, and there's the American flag on the back of it, and we miss Sam. The entire community misses Sam Galloway and the Galloway family of dealership, or family of dealers.
We're very
Next
grateful.
Up,
They're
Bishop
still
Moreau,
here.
the Vikings, not exited. Good to see the Vikings out in force.
On the back of a Ford.
And they are followed by our next local high school marching band, the Lehigh Senior High School Golden Lightning Band. A little bit larger. They've got a great band. They should probably stop and perform as well.
Did you put a song request in, Ted? Louie?
Of course, they've all been told, keep pace.
Yeah.
Don't slow down, so they're afraid probably to stop and do a whole lot. The people in front of them are moving, we're moving. So
they're about probably 1.25 miles into a pretty long walk of theirs. We do appreciate, of course, not just them, but their parents and support crew who walk alongside them.
next up is the Fort Myers City Police Chief. He's got a group from the Police Athletic League, 25 walkers in the parade. So it's great to see them. It's awesome. There's the police chief in the passenger side of the Fort Myers police vehicle.
Captain Pepitone, I believe, driving.
They are going to do a little punching as they go by.
Yes,
The Police Athletic League, the boxers. You see the headgear and the boxing gloves. And look at this, cartwheels. Oh, my goodness, down the street. Oh, she's having fun.
Some officers there walking alongside with them.
If you had me doing cartwheels down the street, you'd be very happy that there were ambulances nearby.
Of course, we appreciate all the Fort Myers Police Department does for our community and, of course, with the PALS program.
Followed up by current Cape Coral Mayor John Gunter. Mayor Gunter, of course, took over after the untimely death of the previous Cape Coral Mayor, Mayor Joe Coviello. Joe always loved this parade.
Yes,
Joe was a big part of the community, and John Gunter doing a great job in his stead. So, and he is followed by the Sanibel Mayor. Downtown Jewelry Watch. Oh, I love these folks. Yeah,
yes,
that's
I love
great.
that car.
It is right here in downtown Fort Myers. There's the mayor of
There is our friend
City of
Holly
Cape
Smith.
Coral.
Holly!
And they are followed by the Triton Band from Mariner High School.
If I was in the parade, I would want a band behind me. I feel like they would give you.
Holly's dancing.
Yeah, I was
She's
gonna
got
say.
music. She's got the music in her.
She's got the music in her. We've got a crew now from the Lee County Sheriff's Office, led by the motorcycles.
They've got a huge contingent here this year. And you knew Carmine would not miss the opportunity to come out and see 200,000 people. That is our sheriff,
sure you would.
Carmine Marcino. Carmine and I have actually sung together at benefits. He has,
You're basically brothers.
he also has no fear of the microphone, but he won't see us. He's too busy looking at the voters down below. So,
Yes. Alongside his crew.
here comes Amira Fox.
Followed by.
She's got.
She'll look up for us.
You would think. You would think. But nope.
No,
she just had
we
no
missed
clue where the
missed our
Yep,
chance.
Yep.
Local
And
state
she's
attorney.
got her very own, if you look in the back, her very own mascot, the fox.
Get it?
Yes, I get it. I get it. Amira has been a friend for a long time.
Oh, and a
so-
drone. We're this.
Yes, we
this
have it.
parade
Yes, here
is
comes the
very
drone. Techie.
21st century.
Yes, techie. We had to get special dispensation to be able to fly the drone during the campaign and the parade. It's the Sheriff's Department drone, and Sheriff Marcino insisted that we bring the drone along. And you see, here's another one. There's two of them going.
Why, of course.
Stopping cold right in front of us. We'll need a picture of that, probably.
Grab it now. They move fast. There's Nestor. Hi, Nestor. Member of the Sheriff's Department team. I believe that they have a, we're going to continue with the Sheriff's Department.
I told you they've got a huge contingent here.
You weren't kidding about
They've got a huge contingent here today, and we appreciate that. That's part of what makes this parade as long and as big as it is this year.
Yes.
Everybody was itching. With no parade last year,
Everyone was ready to
two-year
rebuild.
wait,
and
they wanted to be outside.
some young ones on this float for the Deputy Dog program. Tiffany! old friends from the Lee County Sheriff's Department.
You've got to like this, the ice cream response team. I'm surprised this thing doesn't stop at our house with the Amazon truck.
If only it would. That is, that's the ice cream response team, followed by the community response unit. And
Look how lit up it is behind them, too.
yes, some of the older vehicles coming up behind the community response unit.
It could be Jake and Elwood, the Blues Brothers. They're on a mission from God. I'm going old with my references here.
I don't know if this would be their mission, Ted. An old vehicle followed by a new one. Of course, a big thanks to the deputies who spend their time here in Southwest Florida. It's not always easy, but
This is a good chance for everybody to say thank you.
yes, to our law enforcement, from the Lee County Sheriff's Office to the rest of the crew down here in Southwest Florida. We always say it's interesting in Southwest Florida. They cover the air, the water, the land.
They've got a lot of great vehicles. I do know that.
Well,
Here comes the bomb squad.
we're well covered no matter what happens to you, Ted. And following the bomb squad, speaking of water, the Marine unit.
10-foot Explorers. We've got a TDC truck and trailer, the Marine boat unit.
An
Look at this.
astronaut?
Look at the astronaut.
Nah, that's a member of the hazardous device unit.
Wow. Deep sea diver, maybe? I don't. There are people on the back of the truck.
Yes, and so this is part of the Lee
Truck
County
and
Sheriff's
trailer and the
Office
40-foot
Marine
Marine unit boat. See, now we could have ridden on that, and of course then you only get to talk about what's in front of you and
That's
what's in
true.
back of you. This way we get to see the whole parade.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
It is the 84th annual Edison Festival of Light Parade. Ted Fitzgeorge, along with the lovely Jacqueline Beavis Berger. That's right, she's got 3 names. And we are on Edwards Drive with the river at our back, the Caloosahatchee River at our back, the parade in front of us, the Grand Parade. Thrilled to be here honoring Thomas Edison, as we always do. We missed the parades last year, and we're back in full force this year, and we're glad to have you along with us.
We absolutely are. 84 years, and Ted told us earlier, Thomas Edison would be 120.
No, it's 175, I think, on
175.
February 11th, if I'm not mistaken, would have been his 170. I don't think he is 175, but he would have. That would have been a heck of an invention.
Yeah, maybe we missed our mark.
I don't know that
Maybe it's still coming.
I don't know if I need 175 years.
Ted, we probably don't need you for 175. We'll hit our max.
I figure
here
everything
soon.
past 40 is a bonus, the way I lived, but I'm better now.
We're happy to have you
That's
here.
right. We want to thank all of our sponsors. A couple more that we haven't mentioned yet. The Luminary Hotel and Company. The Luminary is just down the street from us. Shows up in the shot, actually. If you look up high in the shot, above the sheriff's vehicles, you see the Luminary sign up there. It's Fort Myers' newest luxury hotel with great views overlooking the river. I understand they've got a couple of nice sky bars up there.
I've stayed there a couple times. I may have visited the sky
Yeah,
bar once.
We all may have.
Or twice.
Yes.
It is. We're happy to have the Luminary here in downtown Fort Myers.
It is a lot of fun. And if anybody has any question as to who our sheriff is, if you've paid any close attention to the last 40 vehicles that have gone by, it's our good friend, Sheriff Carmine Marcino. So it's great to have the sheriff. And here comes everybody's favorite. There's some horses in the parade.
Following their mobile command center, the horses, and that will wrap up.
Now the Blazing Divas, I wonder if they knew they were going to be walking behind the horses when they got here from Coeur d'Alene, Idaho.
Well, surely there's someone on the Lee County Sheriff's staff that can
all the way from
clean up.
Idaho. So this next group, the Blazing Divas from Coeur d'Alene, Idaho.
Oh, I love it. Look at the lights.
They are lit up. They've got their truck lit up. And you don't think they're happy to be here from Idaho on February 19th?
That is a valid point.
Yeah, 6 below in Montana 3 weeks ago. I'm thinking it's not much more than that up there now in Idaho. So.
We're happy to have the Blazing Divas here in Southwest Florida. They recognize the rules of the festival parade, and they are all lit. Their dresses, their hats, from head to toe. We're so glad that they're here, and they're probably just glad to not have jackets over their dresses tonight.
Well lit.
Yeah, and that
of course, they've been down here all afternoon, so yes, they are well lit. There's no doubt. Next up, the Greater Fort Myers Chamber of Commerce President, the lovely Angela Shurinsky. Angela enjoying the ride with her husband. Great to see them out. Thank you so much for being a part of it. Right down the street, the Fort Myers Chamber of Commerce.
She called it the best day ever.
Everybody loves riding in the parade, and Angela knows this is just one huge commercial for the Chamber of Commerce.
Yes.
That's going to be, there you go. That's our friends from Lipman Family Farms. Is that, oh, those are the Gill boys. That's Patrick
those are
Gill,
wonderful volunteers.
Dr. Gill and Judge Gill. And here comes our People's Choice Honorary Grand Marshal, Dr. Larry Antonucci, his beautiful wife. Thank you so much for coming out and being a part of it. And that's my friend Jimbo with his 1975 vintage fire truck. You guys are awesome. Thank you all so much.
Thank you. Those are.
We are honoring them for their 2 years of service through this COVID pandemic. They've done a great job of keeping everyone healthy and safe and living life as best we could here in Florida, which is much better than what I've heard in other parts of the country. So
we're very lucky, and we appreciate that Lee Health and our local hospitals and our heroes have been there all along the way.
Dr. Larry Antonucci and the Lee Health Heroes. I have worked very closely with them for the last month to put that together. And Jim O'Brocta and his 1975 fire truck, happy to take them in the junior parade last week. Next up is the North Fort Myers Red Knight Band. North Fort Myers High, of course, the alma mater of Deion Sanders. Now a budding football coach at Jackson State University in Alabama, doing a great job as a coach, and they're going to work.
They are. The whole band gets into the dancing movements on this one. Whoa. They're not tired at all. They're still ready to go.
Let's hope they realize that the cameras are here and they've got one more show in them.
They might. That, again, the North Fort Myers High School Band. So happy to have them here.
They still got on camera.
That's a large band. A large local band.
They do a fantastic job. The Red Knights.
I always like the people that are with them are always so jazzed.
They've lit up the golf carts.
Yeah.
Everybody's lit up.
Even if you can't walk, you can be part of it. We're going to see some other local
Sanibel
law enforcement.
Police, Florida State Troopers, everybody happy to get outside and acknowledge the crowds.
Florida Highway Patrol, followed by the police department from Lee County.
Port
Authority. That's our
Airport.
RSW crew. They've got some ladies on the back there as well. And what are these called, Ted? I always forget.
Is that Fish and Wildlife?
Yeah, but that's like four-wheeled.
Yeah.
What's it called? I forget. Someone write it in the YouTube channel. It's
yeah, let us know.
yeah, that is Fish and Wildlife, but I just forget what that machine is called. All right, well, the
Next
moment
up,
you've been waiting for.
Is the Edison pageant of the Royalty Royal Court. These are the senior kings and queens. Great to see them out. Longtime family friends.
The royalty is part of this experience.
The mythical kingdom of Edisonia. We've got junior king and queens. We've got dukes and duchesses and princesses and princes. Families that grow up building floats together. And because of that, and the next float is one of my favorites. This is the junior court.
They steal the show.
Yes, the junior court.
All the time.
We introduced the new king and queen last week. And we're so happy. And they get to ride in the parade. And they always love that.
Junior royalty back there.
They were awesome last week. There's Connor.
They look like they may be getting a little tired on the parade today.
They're 8 years old. We're getting close to their bedtime. Heck, we're getting close to my bedtime. That's it, exactly.
But we're, of course, so glad that they're here and their families, their parents put so much support behind this experience for them. So.
Next up is our first junior parade float. You're going to love this one. You saw it last Sunday. It's called Splashing Through Edisonia. Well lit. They've all got umbrellas out. They're coming into view now.
I can't hear it yet, but I'm guessing on their music. Do you think it's Raining Men?
It could be Raining Men. My guess is they've got several songs lined up.
Oh, is this the one with the baby in the front?
It is.
Oh, there's a baby in the front.
Dressed as a duck.
And this is like a little
and
baby.
I mean, look at her. And
that baby's
coming
asleep.
Into view, front row center.
That baby's asleep.
That's fantastic. Look at that.
It is not Raining Men. But the trust they have in these kids.
And I got a text
phenomenal.
message saying, tell Jacqueline that was a swamp buggy.
Swamp buggy, I was looking for it. Thank you. Thank you, a swamp buggy. I was going to get there, just not tonight.
Our fans are legion. At least there's somebody out there paying attention. Thank you, John and Connie Hodis in Flagler, Florida.
We
watching
appreciate
the parade on the
it.
internet. We appreciate you paying attention. Have another one for me.
And helping me. And as parades go, this is...
all I could think of was big-ass tires.
All I could think of is that's how I got around after a hurricane came through, and I couldn't remember what it was called when I got on it. And so...
It's called a godsend. It is 84 years celebrating the life and times of Thomas Edison here in Southwest Florida. Jacqueline Beavis Berger alongside Ted Fitzgeorge. We are thrilled to be here. We are on Edwards Drive. We want to thank our partners in crime, the Sam Galloway family of dealerships, of course, LCEC. We want to thank FSW for doing a great job on the internet broadcast of the show. We did this last week. We did this again tonight. Bo and Paul and his group doing a great job. Sun National Title Company, the News Press, FP&L, of course, Florida Power and Light. We couldn't do it without our sponsors. Coca-Cola for the first time on board this year, or at least the first time in my memory. And Budweiser and Suncoast Beverage. Always happy to have Budweiser in the house. There's a couple of cold ones waiting for us when we get done. And here comes our next group. This is the Fort Myers Falcons cheer group. They were from the marching parade last week, the junior parade. And they have got a bundle of energy. Feel that.
They're not tired yet. They've got a whole crew donning their yellow and black. And they look to be slowing down for a bit of a show here.
Get a lot of text messages, people watching. I really need to be careful, apparently. There's a lot of nervous people. Ted, your mic's going to be hot all night. I'm thinking, what could possibly go wrong?
Check this out.
Woo.
The only thing worse we could do, Ted, is put you in front of the camera and do this dance. Respect the girl who said it's too hot for a sweatshirt. I'm out.
That's it.
Going to my t-shirt.
She's going to the middle. She's right in the center too. That's
impressive work they're
really
doing
nice.
here, young ladies
Working hard.
from right here in Southwest Florida.
Big smiles. Look at some of them have like lights on their fingers. I don't know if you can see this. Look right
I
up
just saw
front.
it. It looks like a ring.
Yeah, she's got a couple of them. At first I thought it was her fingernails, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, if Kathleen learns about this. There goes the manicure bill.
Don't tell her. Don't tell her.
You know, for years we had, who was the big red dog?
Clifford,
the big red dog. My friend Paula Sklodowski used to drive him in the parade every year. Paula has retired, but she's watching us on the internet. So a shout out to Paula watching us this evening and shooting us text messages. And
probably correcting our grammar.
Yeah, well, no doubt about it. She's very educated that way. So
next up, we have another junior parade float, it looks like.
This was a great one last week, too.
It's a Pirates Light.
Light for me.
Get it?
I made a yes.
Light. And what an impressive float this is.
I always, if you watch Wheel of Fortune, I always say you can't buy an R, or you can't ask for an R without sounding like a pirate. Pat, I'd like an R.
That's a lot of thought you put into that joke.
They have put, well, I see a pirate, that's what I think. The Jolly Roger, if you're from Pittsburgh, you raise the Jolly Roger when your Pittsburgh team wins. When the Pirates win, they raise the Jolly Roger. So look at the little ones. Oh my gosh, having a good time. She found us.
Yeah,
she found us. That's it.
Figured it out.
More little ones over here getting a ride on mom's shoulders.
I think they may have had a few more pirates last week. They're
cute mom, too.
Slowing down a little bit.
Very nice to see a few more marshals hanging out.
And here are the president.
Greg Etzel. I guess I probably should get a picture of Greg.
Yes,
He's
you
outgoing.
should. That is the outgoing.
He is outgoing president
of the Edison Festival of Light. You want to talk about a labor of love?
Mel Brinson. Mel is, of course, a good Florida Gator, and he is the pageant festival.
That's his second Gator polo in a week.
Next up, the Raider Band, the Marching Raiders of Riverdale High School in East Fort Myers. We're going to sit back and listen to them.
Your Riverdale High School band.
I've also just been informed. I misread my text messages. It was our friend Kurt Hearn, who now lives up in the Tampa area.
Yes, Kurt. Thank you, Kurt, for your help.
Kurt and Judy have been to the parade. They also used to volunteer, but now live in Tampa. They're watching, and it was Kurt that sent up the word that was a swamp buggy. So thank you, H2P. Hello to Judy, and we miss you guys. We hope you'll come back next year for the parade and bring that great family of yours, because the ladies love Leo.
Yes, I remember Leo.
I was hoping that this would be here. Watch this. This is awesome. This is the LCEC, Lee County Electric Co-op balloon.
Not a lot of balloons in our Edison Festival of Light parade, but I can tell you that a light bulb balloon really fits the bill. And the LCEC crew, not always a lot of opportunities to get your big light bulb out, but when you have one, you take it.
Yes, if you've got a big bulb, always take it out. Karen Ryan in the house.
Yes. Thank you so much for being
Karen,
here.
a longtime board member and a big friend of the festival, and looks great in boots. And next up, they've got their boom truck behind them. That's their
Play
service
Love
truck,
Train.
the LCEC, the OJs, and Love Train.
Filled with some of their favorite LCEC family members. Hi, everyone. Tired but waving.
That's us.
Yeah,
That's
too,
us, tired
too.
but waving. There is Mike Gill and Pat Gill. We cannot do this without the two of them. See if they, yeah, there you go. Sugar Plum and his beautiful wife, Pat Gill. That's it. I tell people all the time, without Mike Gill, there is no parade. And now here comes a very large part of the parade, the Araba Shrine Temple. Araba? Araba. How do you go?
I was going to go Araba.
Okay, Araba Shriners, the
been 2
Shriners.
years.
Yes, I know. The Jeepster unit, I think we're going to see some Flintstone cars at some point tonight.
Yes, we've got the Mickey hands out back here. That is a big bear. We always appreciate them being part of the parade. They bring a lot of fun. There's the Chief.
There's one of the Chiefs.
I love the Mickey hand.
No doubt.
You said we were going to get a Mickey Mouse showing?
There you go.
It was like
we should have practiced the song.
Predisposition. That's not the right word either. Really struggling.
You know what? It was a lot of syllables. So
you were gonna roll with it, weren't you?
So let's go. That's good. I like it. I have a predilection for these things.
They've got 12 motorcycles with them here tonight. They're working on their formations.
They don't spell anything.
It might
S-H-R-I-N-E-R.
They're missing the last R. They don't have enough. That's why. They have to take the lights off. I
can tell you, the Shriners love doing this parade. They absolutely love coming out and doing this parade. I've talked to a lot of them over the years. It's a chance for them to get out and feel young. They do a lot of great work in the community.
We did finally get a script, and they're written very large because they're such a big unit. And they do always bring some of the kid favorites.
The clown cars,
yes.
and the electric scooters, the Tin Lizzies, the classic cars. Here comes a past potentate.
I didn't even know how to say that. What sort of I don't even know what rank that is. But it sounds impressive.
He used to be a potentate. Now he's a past potentate.
He gets his own motorcycle, so that's impressive.
Here comes some more Mickey Mouse hands.
I'm loving it.
I'm not sure why Mickey only got 4 fingers when this whole thing started, but they are accurate. They are accurate with the Mickey Mouse hands.
And here are the little cars. These guys always look like they're having so much fun.
You know why?
Because they are.
Because they are.
Ted, I take back what I said earlier. If you're in the parade, I'm putting you in one of these. It'd be so much better.
Hooters used to put a nice big cigarette boat in the parade and have the Hooters girls ride on that. Let's bring that back. Let's bring that back.
You want that over a mini car?
Yeah.
Look at the mini dog in the golf cart.
The high priest and prophet.
He just gets pulled along.
He's being pulled.
Maybe he had a malfunction of his mini car. But that does not look like a very smooth ride for himself. The Gendron fire trucks.
Gendron is a funeral company here in town. I didn't know they had their own fire trucks, though.
They do have their own fire trucks. They often cover and support the first responders.
Oh, okay.
And those funerals, and so they are they use these fire trucks during that time, and it's great to have them out here today.
Sure.
And they do give a lot back to our
Anybody
community.
that can bring fire trucks to our parade is always welcome. Always welcome.
If you can have fire truck, we'll join.
And the Gendron fire trucks are followed by the South Fort Myers Wolfpack Band. The Wolfpack of South Fort Myers, located right behind the stadium where the Twins play, Bill Hammond Stadium, back to being called the Lee County Sports Complex these days.
Yes, I thought.
Waiting for spring training to start, hopefully by March 5th.
We've got it penciled on our calendar, Ted. I like this. I like the sparkle from the South Fort Myers team. We'll let you get a listen. Following that, our friends at Littman Family Farms with the, what is this, the second balloon of the parade.
A tomato, I believe.
That is a large tomato. I
wonder if they'll do that spinning move there they go.
There they go. I see my friend Buffy down there too. Hi, Buffy. Way to go, guys. A lot of excitement there from the Littman team. A big thanks to them for their sponsorship and for joining us here tonight.
Littman Family Produce, and they are followed up by the Fort Myers Kiwanis Club, saluting the winners of the Thomas Edison Kiwanis Regional Science and Engineering Fair. Again, you know, a prolific inventor and scientist was Thomas Edison. There's Denny Sharma leading the crowd and leading his Kiwanis group. There are our Kiwanis Science and Inventor Fairs winners. Doesn't seem fair, smart, and that pretty. Look at that. That's awesome. Here comes some of the group from our Mudstrut last week. You remember the clown, because I remember those shoes. Her feet are about the same size as mine.
Impressive, no less. He's talking about the woman, not the dog.
And it is, I was talking about her shoes. Yes.
And another great float behind them here. It is a Creekside Builders LLC truck, followed by the crew.
The next one is Florida Southwestern, FSW. Of course, our friends at FSW are helping us bring you this parade on the internet tonight. Bo and Paul and their crew, they are so professional and do such a great job. We are blessed to have them be a part of it. The Mudstrut float with Holly Marth, who is another board member. She's got herself a tiara for some reason.
Well, and I'll tell you, they're singing Who Let the Dogs Out. I think they're leading it themselves.
Yes, Queen
Making
Holly.
it happen.
Here come the Buccaneers from FSW. It is, I think it's still Florida's most recent, newest four-year college, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if anything has been chartered since then.
We sail the seas of success.
Originally was, of course, Edison Community College, named for Thomas Edison, and now is FSW, Florida Southwestern State, or Florida Southwestern University.
And we're so glad to not only have them here, but to have their support. They put on a great show for us. They've done their best to make Ted and I look like this.
This next group, they were with us, if you remember, 2 years ago when I don't know if you weren't there, but you probably saw it on TV. They came out early in the morning and put on a performance in some cold weather. Cold for us, anyway.
I remember
it was their first time in the parade, and they were disappointed last year, as we all were, that we didn't get a parade. So we're happy that they've decided to rejoin us, and when they come into view, you'll see they do just a fantastic job. They are Mexican dancers, 150 strong. They've got 2 pickups, 2 golf carts, 2 trailers, and they put on one heck of a show. Watch. drums, but it's music. I mean, you know, you just
phenomenal.
Look at them. Yes. The native costumes, the headdresses.
Their headdresses,
Yes.
the costumes
Just
are
fantastic.
phenomenal to look
The
at.
energy to do this for a mile and a half. And some of those headdresses look like they might weigh a pretty penny too.
Yeah, those aren't light, I can't imagine. And neither is that drum, I wouldn't assume. And they're still full of energy. They know where to stop. They know where the show should go. This is their second time in the Edison Festival of Light Parade. Excited to have them back.
They are followed by Beltran's nursery landscape, and I believe this is the Ray Podorf Elementary. It's from the junior parade. They were with us last Sunday and were invited to come back and be part of the grand parade tonight. Actually, I take that back.
Yeah,
this is still part of the Mexican dance troupe. It just goes on and on.
Yeah, they're 150 strong.
Yeah. They weren't lying.
We went from headdresses to beautiful dresses. These young ladies and gentlemen. Looks like they're representing in the back here authentic Azteca. Wow.
And a whole nother round of costumes behind them.
Now I do remember this. It's been a couple of years.
It has. The sombreros put me in mind of, I don't know, maybe a margarita when we get done.
Oh, yes. Yeah, he even heard your joke. He's waving, Ted.
He was out early with us 2 years ago.
Yes,
he was
clearly
great.
very
Thank you so
happy to be back.
Yes.
Very happy to be back. And this looks like their last dancing crew to wrap them up. Such a cool display for all of Southwest Florida to see. We'll be excited to have them back for the 85th annual.
I certainly hope so. I think they'll be a regular part of that, and the crowd loves them. Look at the crowd, the kids dancing on the sidelines here. And next up, we've got the Ray Podorf Elementary Junior Parade float, as promised.
RVP.
With a race car theme, the finish line. We're not near finished, though.
Oh, not even.
We still have a couple of more sections to go. We're going to wrap things up in Section 5 tonight. Looking forward to Fort Myers High School to wind up the show at the end of the parade.
Before we get there, though, we're going to head a little bit south to Bonita Springs High School for their marching band. The Sharks, is that right, Ted? Bonita Springs Sharks?
I believe it is. It certainly looks like it.
Dolphins are sharks, but I would.
No, they're sharks. If you don't know the difference, I want to go diving with you. Heartbreaker is the song.
As mentioned and promised earlier, they're followed by the Golisano Children's Hospital.
There's Butch Strickland. Over there's Chris Cowles. Good to see Chris back. You feeling all right? Feeling good. Butch, thank you.
More of
couple of our grand
marshals.
marshals. Here comes the Golisano Children's Hospital. You are correct. Neonatal and pediatric ambulance. The folks that donate and keep that place running and built that place, some of the most generous people in Southwest Florida, actually in all of the world.
Yes.
And just do such a great job. And so many of them do it with no fanfare whatsoever. They just, you'd never know.
And that place makes such a difference for
my gosh.
everyone. Every single day.
You remember 2 years ago, there was a little 7-year-old girl that we had as our special grand marshal because she had just rung the bell. When you undergo your final chemo treatment and you're cancer-free, they let you ring the bell, and she was just adorable. And she rode on the fire truck, and she had such a good time.
I do remember that. North Fort Myers.
Academy of the Arts.
Thank you.
Steel drum band.
Decked out in their bright pink. All different kinds of drums out there. Pretty impressive.
Next up from Fox 4, one of your own competitors, No More.
No more. No. Our friends at Fox 4. Supporting the If You Give a Child a Book Foundation. The local Fox affiliate owned by Scripps and Company down here in Southwest Florida. They operate out of Cape Coral, which makes sense.
On Pine Island Road.
As they're followed by the Cape Coral High School Seahawk Marching Band.
Orange and blue, the Seahawks.
A little sparkle in the middle there. Looks like they're going to play a little something for us, maybe?
I believe they are. It's a nice benefit for us.
The Cape Coral High School Seahawks.
They've got them moving.
Yeah.
They don't want them to get run over.
Yeah.
It's coming up behind them as we go to our last page. It's the Royal Palm Coast Realty Float.
Impressive as they get back into formation, though.
Ted Fitzgeorge along with Jacqueline Beavis Berger, and we are enjoying the 84th Annual Edison Festival of Light Parade. We thank our sponsors once again, the City of Fort Myers, Florida Power and Light, Lee County Electric Co-op. We thank our friends at the Sidney and Bern Davis Art Center, the Foundation for Lee County Public Schools, so much more. Edison and Ford Winter Estates. If you get down here to Fort Myers, please support our sponsors. Check out some of the great things that they do. We couldn't put on these great events without them, and we appreciate all of their help, support.
Especially there at the
financial help that they give us.
Yeah, the Edison Ford Winter Estate's a great way to learn about our good friend.
You better believe it. So.
And here, Let Freedom Sing.
This is music by Sean. Sean was excited. He was on this the first time 2 years ago, and very happy that he's back again this year, letting freedom sing. Sean works at Tektronix here in Fort Myers, and
that's American decked out float for us.
He went overboard this year. He really got into it, and you could tell he really enjoys it. I think he's going to be a part of this event for many years to come. Next up from Cypress Lake High School, they are the Marching Panthers, the Marching Pride, the Panthers of Cypress Lake High School. I love the purple.
The very lit, very well lit. They are immediately followed by the Cypress Lake High School Junior ROTC. We don't use, but a lot of the Junior ROTC kids volunteer to help us set up the seats and tables and things like that. And again, we could not put on these events without the great crew of volunteers that we've got. All different ages. I mean, they start them young. We've got a junior marshal program that we try to build and develop so that those junior marshals move on and eventually become marshals and then maybe board members, and maybe one day we'll be sitting here doing what we do. Yes, that's so neat.
This is the Ocean View Boutique.
No, that's Quinceañera.
Oh, I thought it was the Ocean View Boutique. It's the Quinceañera Boutique. Look like ocean.
Ladies in a beautiful.
You see why I need younger people to come up and do this, right?
I'm just helping you read tonight, Ted. Just helping you read.
Oh, they are fabulous. Look at those beautiful dresses. Mom and Dad get hit for a lot of dinero.
Yes.
On those things. I've
my
seen
friend
them. They come
Francesca
down
there in
and,
the back.
my gosh, they come down and do their photo shoots and things, and it's just magnificent when they come down and do that.
And that dress is fully lit.
This is the Cape Coral High School Blueprint Step Team.
Oh, it's a competition. All ladies there from Cape High. Appreciate them being part of today's event.
Next up, the Dynamic Dance Company. They brought their own car, their own sound system.
Oh, look at those wheels.
All lit up. Remember, it is the Edison Festival of Light. Nice rims.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen of all ages here.
We're going to go down the row and everybody's going to dance.
Kind of a wave effect, it looks
very
like.
much. They've been doing this for 1.5 miles.
Yes, and they're still going.
Oh, my goodness. Bedtime.
Some of them look like they prefer barefoot.
Wow. Quite a few of them, actually.
Yes, impressive.
We're barefooting.
Some pretty impressive gymnastics there that we saw from the Dynamic Dance Company. Followed by
Hearts and Homes for Veterans. Helping veterans in Southwest Florida.
Oh, maybe that's why they don't have shoes. They just lost. They just lose them as they go.
But they've got pizza.
Yeah. Oh.
They've got pizza. They stopped at D-Hop.
Oh, good move.
Because they had to come right up past D-Hop on the way by.
That
So I'm
makes
thinking
sense.
D-Hop is, maybe handing out some pizzas as you go by. Great
My
marketing opportunity.
It is. It is. It's a good time to say hello to my brother who is watching, Danny, and my nephew Elliot, my sister-in-law Rebecca. Danny just
Where are they watching?
They're watching out of Indianapolis. He
so
just corrected your Ocean View to Quinceañera.
Thank you. Who hasn't?
Was concerned.
Who hasn't?
The Dunbar High School band, alma mater of.
I don't know. You told me.
You always have an alma mater. I thought I was teeing you up, Ted. And you got nothing. Soon to be alma mater of all of these lovely cheerleaders.
Their principal is amazing. He has been in education here in town for as long as I can remember and just does a fabulous job at Dunbar High. Mr. Burnside. It's kind of nice. He gets to ride on top of the truck.
Yeah. After a mile, I think everyone probably would prefer that route.
Not at all. So they're followed by Stand with Blue. It's the Gulf Coast Baptist Church. Nicely lit.
They're messaging on the side there. Stand with the blue, supporting law enforcement here in Southwest Florida and all over our country. Appreciate them being here. And we follow that from the next group up, the Bayshore Elementary School Cloggers. I remember right, Ted, you said this is a crew that's been out here for generations.
Yes. And what a heck of a float they've got this year.
Impressive.
We missed the Littleton Cloggers this year, but I'm sure they'll be back next year. Some Elton John, I'm Still Standing, which is very appropriate after a year off that they are still standing and dancing. It is a boombox float. What's that?
Feeling like a little kid. Is that Elton John?
Next up, we've got a couple of parade marshals behind them. See if they told us who it is. Lauren Taylor and Martin Bird. Lauren, of course, in charge of the 5K and the fun run last week. Does a great job. And Martin, thrilled to have him on board as well as one of our parade marshals. And they are followed by the Savage 4x4 units. Who told us who's going to ride on the Savage, one of the Savage trucks?
I don't have an answer to that.
Well,
I do
we'll
remember
we'll see it when they go by.
In the past, we have seen the fiance of fallen Fort Myers Police Department officer Adam Jobbers Miller on a Savage truck once before.
Ben Allen.
Ben Allen.
Ben Allen is going to be on the float.
I told you that.
As soon
Ted.
as I looked out, I said, well, this is going to be the Ben Allen band. So.
Yes, the Ben Allen band.
Was he in The Voice?
Yes, recently competing in.
Finished in the top 5 in The Voice.
The national competition, Southwest Florida, born and raised.
Works a lot of shows still here in town, does a lot of work in Nashville. And we're thrilled to have him for the first time as part of our parade.
Yes, we saw him recently at a military benefit as well. He's always given back to the community.
Nice, they've got a horn.
In Southwest Florida.
It's Ben's first time on the float and first time in the parade, but I know he's been here to watch the parade in the past.
Yes, we're
Getting ready for their next song.
We're happy to have them.
They've been entertaining the entire length of the ride. This is a free concert for the folks along the parade route.
Absolutely. There he goes. And they don't really miss a beat. That truck doesn't seem to stop.
Can't beat a little Johnny Cash in your parade.
Here he goes. Should have stopped in front of us. I would have taken that show.
You know, I once shot a man in Reno just to watch him die.
I ain't seen the sun shining.
I don't know when.
Well, in case you couldn't hear, we still got trucks in front of us. More of the Savage crew. And all of these trucks also, of course, well dressed in lights. Oh, they're standing outside and driving. How do you do that?
Fort Myers Police Department with yet another vehicle.
That is in
yes,
memory.
this is another one. Do not try this at home, kids.
Yeah. That is quite
that's classic.
an impressive feat.
That's classic.
Quite an impressive feat.
I'm back in the 60s again.
I do believe that might be the...
That's pretty savage.
Yes.
Next up, Estero High School. These are the Wildcats. Once again, Ted Fitzgeorge along with Jacqueline Beavis Berger. We are bringing you the 84th annual Edison Festival of Light Grand Parade. Another American flag should be, and it's another drill team from Estero High School coming by, the junior ROTC. Wrapping up 2 weeks of festivities here in Southwest Florida. We had our mud strut, our... What else did we have last week? It's
mud strut. You had we had a craft beer
we had the craft beer festival, the food
had
truck rally. We had the junior parade, the junior king and queen coronation. We've coronated. We've crowned the new king and queen and junior king and queen of Edisonia.
Always happy to have this crew with us too. The Temco Pest Control Team.
That's a big pest right there in front.
That's quite the pest. They always bring a. I'm having a hard time with vehicle names here. A hearse.
The hearse. He's lucky they haven't run him over, because that would handle it. You know, if you really want to take care of those pests.
Fighting the bite with Edison's light.
Let Temco put your pest to rest.
They are. They bring the hearse in the show every year, and we are so appreciative of it. Of course, no one likes a pest.
No one likes to ride in a hearse either.
No one knows. Ted, no one knows.
That's probably true. Have you seen the picture of the hearse with the trailer behind it toting all their stuff? Apparently you can take it with you.
Fighting the bite with Edison's light, the Lee County Mosquito Control Unit.
They have lit it up.
This is our bug section. Oh, it's like a mosquito net.
Yes.
Impressive. If you haven't been to Southwest Florida, the Mosquito Control Unit is a very important part of our livelihoods.
In the summertime especially. We appreciate the helicopters flying overhead.
Yes.
They also come down for our day of discovery on a regular basis and drop their helicopter down, and the kids get to go in the helicopter and see how it works. And
they do a lot of major science and stuff down here
I like
too,
this, the adulticiding department. And next up, the East Lee County High School Band from out in Lehigh Acres. Strutting their stuff.
Yeah.
They, again, know where the cameras are and where the crowd is.
We love when they stop just for us to see.
We do. Great job.
Following
East
them.
Lee County from out in Lehigh Acres.
These are our friends from Ride Nature.
They've got surfboards up on top and skateboards and
longboards and shortboards.
No shortage of things I could fall off of and hurt myself. And then the kids on scooters and bikes behind them. It's get on board is what it's called. That makes sense.
I like it.
And ironically followed by an ambulance.
That's exactly what Ted would need. That looks like
they're going to do stunts probably on it, right? They get up and ride the rail.
Yeah.
They're going to do rails.
Ted knows all the lingo.
Yeah, well.
Our friends at Hodges University behind them.
When I was young enough to ride skateboards were about this big, and then your feet got to a certain size, and it's like, I'm done riding skateboards. Now skateboards are the size of surfboards.
Longboards, they call them.
Right. But I am way too, much like running, I got a driver's license, I gave all that up. That's running, skating.
This is the float from MTS Construction, I believe.
It should be.
Oh, my word.
Kind of surprised you with that horn.
Yeah, that was a loud horn.
Here comes some more cartwheels and handsprings.
Cartwheels and walkovers on the go.
Oh my gosh. And they are followed by one of my favorite high schools here in Southwest Florida. I used to substitute teach there. They actually let me in and teach their students, and I had a great time. It's the Bishop Verot High School Viking Band from right here in Fort Myers, non-exited. Lots of great friends still at Bishop Verot, and it's great to see them out. And after Bishop Verot, we have the crew from Crowther Roofing. They
have quite the float in this year's parade. They got roofing samples. They got people on boogie boards. Crowther Roofing, a family-owned company here in town for all of your roof needs. They're showing video on the front there of the Luminary Hotel on the front of their beautiful setup there. Pretty cool. Happy to have the Crowther team.
We are down to our final two bands after the Pink Heels trucks that come through. We've got a Pink Heels #1 and #2 fire truck, and they are followed by the Pink Heels police car. Then we've got the Gateway High School band and a few more floats in between, and we're going to wrap things up after that with the Fort Myers High School Marching Green Wave along with their junior ROTC program.
The Pink Heels fire trucks visiting women battling breast cancer all over Southwest Florida. We appreciate what they do. The gentleman in front, I believe, leading that charge.
I've actually signed one of these trucks in honor of my sister Jill Materia, who has battled and beaten breast cancer. And if Jill and her family are watching up in New Jersey, a shout out to her. Your name is on one of these trucks.
I had the opportunity to sign one. One of the first things I did here in Southwest Florida, signed for my mother.
The trucks are named. That was Susie going by.
Yes, I saw the name of the first one,
yeah, and I did. It's late. We've been here a long time. Yeah.
And I believe that the addition of the Pink Heels police vehicle is new.
I like it, and they've named him Richard.
For law enforcement officers battling breast cancer.
There you go. Support people, not causes. Next up, the Eagles of Gateway High School, one of Fort Myers' newest and one of Southwest Florida's newest high schools. They brought a good-sized contingent for a brand new school.
Yes. Don't worry, that's not for Ted.
Not yet. The night is young.
Sounded like it was right here. Very large band from Gateway High School. Brand new here in Southwest Florida.
They are followed by the Florida Forest Service and fire response vehicles behind them.
Featuring.
We thank more of our sponsors. We want to thank Panther Printing for all they do. Shane Sells, Southwest Florida, Shane Spring Realtor. Our friends from LCEC, Budweiser, Calusa Tent and Rental, the Fort Myers Track Club, the Luminary Hotel, of course, all of our friends at Renda Broadcasting, as well as the news press for all the great publicity that we've gotten this year. Charles Runnels and his crew there have done a great job supporting us, and we thank them for that.
Florida Forestry here. And
so what kind of vehicle is this?
I was about to call it a dune buggy. Some people call it a dune buggy. It's a buggy.
It's a buggy. Some big tires. Did you ever go on a date with like tires like that? You had to get up in a like short dress. And...
Thankfully, no.
Okay,
Ted.
all right.
No,
well, in my mind, you just did.
Not really my style. All right, and everyone's favorite bear.
Smokey the Bear. Why? Because only you
can prevent forest fires.
Yes, indeed. It's a great campaign when we both know that.
Yes, that's how you know. That's how you know. Even a smoke machine out there. A big thanks to Smokey and his crew for being out here. The Forest Service here in Southwest Florida does a lot of things. If you don't know or haven't been, you do experience some dry weather. So they've got all of the bells and whistles to help protect us. And following that, our friend Big Mama.
That's Big Mama.
Big Mama and the Wild Bunch.
What's up, my friend? What's up, brother? How you doing, man?
103.9, Big Mama and the Wild Bunch, one of Southwest Florida's most popular, I would say, morning radio shows. Very well known.
This was his second time in the parade. Very excited to get in. We talk on a regular basis, and we're very happy to have Big Mama and his Wild Bunch on hand. Wrap it up, Southwest Florida. We're getting close to wrapping it up, too.
They are, and that, I feel like this makes sense that they're here in the back.
Towards the end.
With a bubble machine as well. That's the first bubble machine.
Next one looks like it may be from Fort Myers Beach. It's Margaritaville Beach Resort. You know why?
First time they're
Yes.
here.
They're not even built yet. They are building a Margaritaville out on Fort Myers Beach.
We are so excited to have a Margaritaville Beach Resort coming to Fort Myers Beach here in Southwest Florida. Expecting to open in 2023. It's been a long discussed, awaited, talked about, debated.
Built. It's in the process. Traffic should be fun down there for the next year and a half or so.
But we're going to get there. We've made it through construction before.
I'm hoping Jimmy comes by and does the grand opening with us. Maybe we get him as a grand marshal one year.
Yeah, you know, Jimmy's been to Southwest Florida. He's no stranger.
Yes, he has. Yes, he has.
And following Margaritaville, our NASCAR tribute truck and boat. That is a fast boat. A salute to our heroes.
9/11.
And they look happy to be following a Jimmy Buffett boat.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
There you go. More from our heroes of Southwest Florida. NASCAR back here.
I noticed the 911 on as the number on all of the vehicles.
Yes.
We like that. Next up, we've been waiting for this. They're going to get right in front of us, and they're going to perform. This is the Green Wave, the Green Wave Marching Band from one of Fort Myers' oldest high schools. Fort Myers and Dunbar, I think, are the two oldest high schools here in town. This is the Green Wave Marching Band from Fort Myers High, the Greenies.
They are excited to be playing in London's New Year's Day Parade 2023. This is just a little bit of a warm-up.
Band parent President Bill Turner, gator chomping along the route, having a good time. His son, Hayden Turner, of course, the star of the percussion section of Fort Myers High School Marching Green Wave Band. He'll be coming into view here shortly.
They patiently await to be the final high school band we've seen pass tonight.
Looking sharp in their black and green. And we got a wave from Hadarius, so I was very happy about that. That's great. That is the final marching band. We also have the junior ROTC from Fort Myers High School bringing up the rear. And we should have 2 more marshals after that.
And a few tractors to clean us up and wrap up.
Like my tie?
I love your
I'm
tie.
going to show it off in just a little bit here. I bring it out once a year.
Well, and if there's once a year when you bring it out.
This is the night to wear it, that's for sure.
Now is the moment, our final marshals of the evening.
Junior ROTC from Fort Myers High School, our final marshals are Cindy Shirkus, who is in charge of the junior parade and does a great job, and Athena Mitchell. And then everybody else that they can put on a golf cart and get in the parade, because these people all got a chance and they enjoy it. There's Father Hugh. Always a pleasure to see Father Hugh McGuigan. He's awesome. He married me. Well, he didn't marry me. He married my wife and I, you know. And so we appreciate everybody and all the hard work they do. Ted Fitzgeorge, along with Jacqueline Beavis Berger. I always do it slowly because I want to make sure I get them in the right order. Bringing you the 84th annual Edison Festival of Light Parade. We have had a great time.
We have.
I mean, we missed last year with COVID. We were able to do just a little bit of what we normally do, so we kept the tradition alive. This year we were able to bring it back full bore, and we hope that everyone has come out and really enjoyed what we've put on as the final tractors roll by. We thank you for coming out. Jacqueline, thank you as always.
Thank you for having us. Thank you to our friends at FSW for making this all possible.
It's really been a pleasure.
And you at home for watching.
Right, and our sponsors, of course, in particular, the City of Fort Myers, and also FP&L and LCEC. I really don't want to miss anybody, so we'll stop right there. Thank all of our sponsors. Grab yourself a program. Come back next year for the 85th annual. We thank you all for being with us tonight. Good night. God bless you. We'll see you soon.
Have a good night.